If you've ever dealt with this, I want you to go to the comments and let me know. So have you ever worked with a graphic designer? Maybe you found them on Fiverr, maybe you found them on Instagram or another website, but you submitted your design idea, and then when you got it back, you looked at it and it looked like straight trash. I mean, I'm talking about garbage. Well, in situations like that, maybe it was the graphic designer's fault, but I've been doing this for a long time, and there's a big possibility that maybe it was your fault that the designs turned out this way. I've dealt with it several times myself until I found a solution to be able to bulletproof my design ideas and get back amazing designs. I'm gonna share that with you today, and also at the same time, this is gonna help you be able to increase sales because you're gonna have better products on your store. If you find value from this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. This is going to help me be able to spread my message and help other people. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content so you can get better designs. T-shirt millionaires. All right, T-shirt millionaires. So let's go ahead and get into this so you can get better designs. I'm going to walk you through a 3-step process, but first I want to talk about this stack of blankets that's sitting next to me. Years back, me and my wife created a blanket business. These are print-on-demand products, and I'm going to talk about this in another video. But basically, we created these for our children. So the whole premise behind the brand is we wanted to create little baby blankets and children's blankets that our children could see themselves in. So if you look at this says Black Girl Magic. It has a little tennis player, a little ballerina, you know, different characters on here, right? And we have different ones that have, you know, firemen, little presidents, little athletes. And, you know, we created these and they turned out amazing. They're beautiful. And as I said, we ended up making these on print on demand. But when we ended up doing this specific project, basically we had to come up with the ideas that we wanted, right? And so first we had to find a graphic designer. And then after we found the graphic designer, we had to communicate our ideas, and then after that we had to tweak and adjust the ideas. And even with t-shirts, I find that brand owners get this completely wrong. And what they get wrong is they find a graphic designer, they come up with their ideas, and then they type a whole bunch of ideas in words, right? And it may be 1, 2, 3 paragraphs of just words trying to communicate their ideas. And at the end of the day, when the graphic designer gets it, they don't have any reference point. So when they don't have any reference point, they're trying to create, and then you get something back that looks completely off, right? And it doesn't resonate with anything that you thought of at the very beginning. And so the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about finding the right type of graphic designer. And I love using Fiverr. There's a lot of people out there who have used Fiverr, but when they have used it, they don't like the designs and they blame it on Fiverr, but a lot of the times it's their fault. So I'm going to come over here to Fiverr, and I just want to kind of give you a quick walkthrough. So say for instance, like these blankets, right? They have to do with like different characters. So if I came in here and I just typed in characters, right? One thing that I like to do before choosing a graphic designer is I'll scroll through and I'll start getting an understanding of what their catalog looks like. So I'm not just looking at one specific image, I'm going through and I want to make sure that the images that I see look consistent. Sometimes with these graphic designers, you'll go through and maybe the first 2 or 3 pictures will look really good, but when you start getting to 5, 6, 7, 8, the quality goes down. A lot of the times I will avoid those graphic designers. I want to make sure that, you know, things are consistent, right? So I'll go through and I'll take a look, and then what I like to do is when I find someone that I like, I'll just go ahead and click on this little heart in the top right hand corner, and then I'll save it to my list, right? So over time I'm building up this catalog of graphic designers that I think I want to work with, right? So that's the first thing, right? When you're using Fiverr, it's all about the eye. I say that it's kind of like choosing an outfit or choosing a piece of furniture to go in your house, or a piece of, you know, artwork to put on the wall. You have to have the eye, and if you don't have the eye, you need to develop that eye, right? But that's the first thing that I really like to do. So, you know, right now I'm on this where it says characters, but you can do that in several different ways, right? You can say t-shirt design, right? And, you know, I can type that in and I want to start getting the feel for the same thing. So go through the process of really vetting them, making sure that they have a multitude of artwork. And then after that, you may find someone that you really like, and you have to go through the process of of submitting the design. Now, this is where a lot of people get it wrong. Like I said, they'll go through, they'll type out the design, but you don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to begin illustrating, right, what type of design you want. And the only way that you can do that is by providing visuals. So one thing that I like to do is I like to go to Canva to do this, right? So what I'll do is I'll open up Canva, I'll create a brand new page, and then from there, what I'll start doing is layering in my idea. So again, if we go back to this blanket, right, this blanket is pink, you know, it has, you know, a little athlete design girl, you know, it has purple in it, we have the ballerina, so forth and so on. So what I ended up doing is I made a little header up here, and all I did is I just went to the elements and I grabbed a block, right? You could just grab a block, you know, you can change the color, and then I ended up putting that at the very top, you know, made it small, and then on top of that I put little athlete design girl. Then what I ended up doing is I like to go to Google, or I like to go to Pinterest, and I'll start typing in like different aspects that I want. So, you know, and we ended up finding, you know, this little girl right here, and then we found like this little gymnast, right, and this little ballerina. And what we like to do is go ahead and take arrows and point to different parts of the picture to explain what parts of those elements we want in our specific design. So what you'll see here is it says characters should be little black girls dressed up as a princess with a unicorn, right? And it's pointing directly to this. Then object 1, little black girl, ballerina. And here's an example of that. Object 2, little black girl, gymnast, right? And so now what we're doing is we're not only just saying, hey, I want a character, it should be a little black girl, it should look like this. We want one to be a ballerina, we want another to be a gymnast. Now we're providing reference points. And then as we scroll down, we take a look at this, and object number 3, right? It says little black girl, tennis player in a similar stance. And if we take a look at this, right, and we go to the little tennis player, you can see her in the top right hand corner, and there she is, right? She has the tennis player in a similar stance, right? So we were able to illustrate that by providing an example. As we come down here, we take a look at the background, and we ended up finding this, right? And we said we want the background black girl magic all together, and the background to be similar to this, right? So this is the type of style that we wanted in the background. So with that being said, you know, you can look at it, right? And if you take a good look at the blanket, you can tell that, you know, the background is similar, but then also there's situations in here to where it says black girl magic. And I hope that y'all can see this, right? But it says black girl magic. And so this is the way that we ended up laying it out. And so basically at this point in time, what we're able to do is go ahead and download it, and then we can send it to the graphic designer. And in situations like this, we don't even have to type out a whole lot of words, because, and sometimes I probably with this, no words at all, because we outlined everything here. So use Canva, right? It's your friend, right? And you can come in here and copy and paste and import different pictures and come up with this vision board, right? And this is going to help you tremendously. All right. Now, the next thing I want to kind of put you on to is to realize that we have, if you're going to use words, we also have artificial intelligence these days. And artificial intelligence changes the game, because we can give artificial intelligence our brief design, but then our brief idea, and then after we give it that idea, it's going to layer out it in an outline and help us be able to communicate with words if we want to, right? Or we feel the need where we have to. So one thing I want to do is I want to come over here to t-shirtmillionaires.ai, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, I am creating children's blankets. I want it to be pink and purple. I also want a little brown ballerina, a princess,
tennis player, and gymnast. The designs should be colorful and bright. These blankets are for babies. They should say black girl magic.
Right? So this is a situation, a lot of times people will take that type of idea and they'll send it over to the graphic designer. But in this specific situation, we're going to take that idea and we're going to give it to AI. And the last thing that I'm going to say is I'm going to add a couple of spaces, and I'm going to say create or write a design brief that the graphic designer can understand, and also use bullet format. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on the enter button, and we're going to submit that. And now what we're doing is we are getting a design brief that artificial intelligence has given us. And if we feel like we want to be able to use words when we communicate, at least it's going to be written in a clearer format. So I want you to take a look at how it ended up writing this. So it gave a design brief. It says children blankets. It gave a color scheme, right? And it says predominantly pink and purple shades. Also at the same time, incorporate incorporate bright and vivid colors throughout the designs. Design elements. Create illustrations of a brown ballerina, princess, tennis player. Emphasize diversity and inclusivity in the designs. Depict the characters engaging in their respective activities. Ensure that the designs are cute, appealing, and child-friendly. And of course, one thing that I would really recommend if you go this route is copy this and then go in and edit, right? Because this may not get it right, but this gives you a strong outline to be able to start with. And so down here is great as well because it gives text, like what are the texts, what are the words going to say? But then also at the same time, you may have a specific font that you want to use, right? And so basically you can add that into the elements as well. Here's the target audience. Here's the dimensions that I need. These are the deliverables, right? I need it in PSD, AI, and PNG, right? Different stuff like that. Timelines, budgets, right? And additional notes, right? So this is a very clear and concise outline that will help you be able to get better output after the graphic designer goes through the process, reads it, and starts designing. And then at the end of the day, you're going to get something better and more bang for your buck, and you won't have to spend a whole bunch of time going back with the graphic designer. So I hope that this helps, family. I'm telling you, if you take these different aspects of finding a graphic designer and making sure that you have an eye for it and going through their catalog. Number two, making sure that you create a brief. So you can go to Canva and create that brief. And then also at the same time, using artificial intelligence, I did this in T-Shirt Millionaires AI, to create a word brief for you to explain your ideas. I'm telling you, 100% of the time, you're going to get better designs and you're going to be happy and be able to, not just waste money, right? And it's not going to take as long to get what you have in your mind out of your mind and onto a product. And so listen, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to do some additional videos going more into this blanket business to give you more game on that. But again, if you found value from this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend. I'm doing everything that I can to be able to impact the world and impact people who have brands. And I'll keep sharing this information if it's adding value to your life. So with that being said, T-Shirt Millionaires, if you can see it with your mind's eye, then one day you're going to be able to see it with your real eyes, man. Peace. I will see y'all in the next episode. Many blessings.